is this summit presented in the Russian media first?
Well, I think there's been an interesting thing that's happened if you keep track of Russian state television over the past few weeks. For the last year and a half, pretty much every evening you could turn on the television and you would find a heated discussion about eastern Ukraine. And in the last couple of weeks, the focus has shifted very much towards Syria. Even some of the same correspondents that we saw filing these emotional dispatches from eastern Ukraine are now in Syria. And I think in the build-up to these talks, we know that they're happening. They've been talked about on Russian television, but very much I think the eastern Ukraine angle is being slightly pushed to the back burner because, of course, what's likely to happen, if we do get some kind of lasting settlement, it's likely to involve these rebel regions of eastern Ukraine, at least in theory, becoming part of Ukraine again. And of course, that's something that for the last year and a half has seemed unthinkable if you were watching these reports on Russian television. So I think there's just a little slight recalibration of the message. Syria is now the important thing. Russia at the world table, involved in these strikes, and perhaps just a little bit less of the sort of emotional reporting on eastern Ukraine.
And as a result of those developments in Syria, is it perhaps a fair assessment that Putin has managed to win the upper hand ahead of these Paris talks?
Well, he's certainly inserted himself into the global discussion, hasn't he, on Syria? We saw him spending 90 minutes with Barack Obama on Monday in New York, giving that speech to the UN. Whether or not, he's actually won any concessions as a result of this, is unclear yet. But I think going into these Paris talks, if at least we take the Ukraine aspect of them, I think really all sides are kind of fatigued with what's going on in eastern Ukraine. Russia is sort of trying to get out of Western sanctions, trying to get out of propping up these expensive republics. Kiev has realized that it can't win this conflict militarily because Russia will crush it every time it launches an assault. And the West is kind of tired of backing Ukraine. It wants to see a Ukraine full of reforms and not a Ukraine that's fighting a war. So while none of the causes of this war have gone away, I think there is kind of political will on all sides, at the very least, to come to some sort of temporary but more lasting ceasefire.
Shaun Walker reporting there from Moscow. Thank you very much for that.